why I bring this up? Because this is a fantasy world, and it's very easy to get excited. It's very easy to think, I am going to become a manager this year. I'm going to take advantage of that fast start and get that $60 bonus. I'm going to become a district director. I'm going to become an ambassador. I'm going to be wearing that purple jacket. But we have to make it happen back on planet reality. And the fantasy world we're in, I mean, how many of you just got to eat with a knife and fork for the first time in weeks? But when you get back home, the work begins. And that's where you have to make it happen. And we all know when we're at home, there will be doubts. There'll be disappointments. How many of you have driven across town in the snow for a host who promises 10 guests, and you turn up and she's sitting on the couch with one rather annoyed-looking mother-in-law? How many of you have had somebody say, I'm doing it? I'm going to become a consultant. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. And have you noticed that your love for that person immediately grows the once somebody issues those magic words of, I'm going to be a consultant? And so you agree it's all going to go down on Friday. So on Wednesday, you make a call. Can't wait, so excited. Goes to voicemail. So you send an email. Can't wait, so excited. We're still on for tomorrow, right? No reply. You check your computer. Is it plugged in? Yes, the message went. I'll send a text. No response. And somewhere between, I'm doing this, I'm joining your team, that prospect disappears in like a puff of smoke. Even the FBI couldn't find her. And that's what this business is like. It's exciting and energizing, and there are so many wonderful things that happen to us. But on the other side of it, when you work for yourself, there are challenges that we have to deal with every day. There are doubts about ourselves. You know, women's greatest gift is our ability to overestimate the challenge and underestimate ourselves. Isn't that so true? We're masters at that, underestimating ourselves. And there are distractions. How many of you have children, other jobs? You're caring for a parent. You have health issues in your family. You know, there's all sorts of things that can go on in our lives. And so what I want to challenge every single one of you today is to realize the one thing that you need to take away from this amazing conference is a goal that's so powerful, every time you think about it, your heart bursts. Because if you don't take a goal away from this conference that shines so brightly that you can feel your pulse speed up, that you can feel your eyes shine when you think about it, you will allow the doubts, the disappointments, and the distractions to destroy you. And because this audience is mostly women, I want to remind you that I talk about a goal. Because another thing that women do is we love to multitask. How many of you pride yourselves at home being able to organize the homework, watch that, make a meal, keep an eye on the news, do whatever, text a couple of friends, you know, make a call to a hostess? There's a lot of things we can do at once, right? We multitask and we're proud of it. But multitasking doesn't work when it comes to our businesses. What happens if we say, this is the year I am going to become an ambassador? Or this is the year I'm going to become a district director level 3 and get all this incredible recognition. This is the year. And then something sparkly over here catches our eye. Yes, but I think I'll also take English lessons at night school. Or I think I'll let my children adopt a puppy, even though you know they will look after it for exactly 5 minutes, and then that puppy is going to be your responsibility. And sometimes as women, because we're so used to doing so many things at once, it actually does sabotage us. And there's a biological reason for this, and I'm sure you all know that. Our brains are very differently wired from men's brains. Isn't that true, guys? The guys who are married, you will know, very different. Men's brains are compartmentalized. Men focus because their brains are very orderly and compartmentalized. Who's married to that guy? You know, he has a little part in his brain for his wife, that's you, for his kids, for his car, for his job, for his mother-in-law. You know, he has all these little compartments in his brain. And men don't like and are incapable of being in two compartments at once, right? When they go to golf, they're at golf. When they're watching a game, they're watching a game. If we're watching the game, we're also preparing a meal. We're texting. We're talking about the meaning of life to our husband, right? Isn't that true? We're doing all these things because our brains basically look like one very overcrowded, incredibly tangled handbag. And we only have to pull one thought out and a whole bunch of thoughts come as well, right? So we start talking to our husband about where should we go on vacation this year? And then we go, I don't know, maybe we should get a green car after all. And our husbands go, what do you mean? Like I thought we were just talking about whether we're going to Hawaii. And now we're talking about a green car. And you go, well, yeah, the neighbors who have a green car, they went to Hawaii. I mean, hey, keep up here, you know. Sometimes when I'm talking to my husband, I don't just change conversation. Sometimes I'll be in the middle of a conversation, I will route it back through my head and think of something, and then I'll pick up where I left off and expect him to know what I was talking about. The reason that I'm explaining this, the guys are looking at me and they're going, yeah, my wife, you've got my wife. So I have to tell you something, just to balance it out here, I just want to balance this out. Guys, you have a compartment in your brain that women don't have. You have a compartment in your brains with nothing in it. Who's married to that guy? Say to your husband, what are you thinking? Nothing? There isn't a woman on the planet who has ever thought of nothing. Go to bed with your husband at night. Light goes out. He goes to sleep. That's if you've been married 5 years or more. Okay, the light goes out. He goes to sleep. The light goes out. We immediately start thinking about our day and tomorrow and next week and whether our kids will be successful or whether we are complete failures as parents. And what drives us crazy is our husbands have gone into that little compartment with nothing in it and they're asleep. Doesn't that drive you crazy? I always nudge my husband, are you awake? But if he stays still, I can see him closing his eyes tight. I nudge him again. And when I go, oh, I can't sleep either. Anyway, let's... And this isn't about hitting up on the guy's day. I'm not being paid to do that. I just do it for fun, right? This is the part of my job that I enjoy. But what I want to say to us all is, men have an ability to focus. They know where they want to go and they go there. They want to pursue us as a partner. They become single-minded. They're not like, but we are so easily distracted by what's around us. And the reason that I tell you you can only have one goal is that if you set 2 or 3 goals, it's like going to the bowling alley and shooting that ball down and trying to hit the peg on either side. You're going to miss both of them. You're not going to hit anything. So my challenge to you all is choose one goal.
This could be the start of something. This could be